day is it?
Thursday,
Mic check, mic check.
and it's 5 o'clock, and you're watching Chelsea and Tony live. Today's theme is mood. Okay? So submit your mood pictures now at sdp.io/submit.
Chelsea, I took a picture of my cat. Does that count?
If it's emotional, if the cat's like this, and it looks like it's struggling and it's being shot with an arrow.
What if I took a picture of a sunset?
If there are people kissing in front of it or someone down on one knee and the processing matches. This is about telling a story with emotion. We want to feel the emotion. The styling should match. The processing should match. The expression on the person should match if there's a person in it. It's all about the mood today, folks, because it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and please submit your photos live, sdp.io/submit. And we just might get to it because we're going to be skipping a lot of photos today because I took a peek at the pictures that are coming in and a lot of people aren't getting the theme of mood.
Oh, Chris, maybe you could drop in that definition again into the comments so people
I will.
Can clearly see that. And this episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain website or online store, make your next move with Squarespace. They have beautiful award-winning designer templates, designer people, professionals doing work for you. They have an all-in-one platform, award-winning 24/7 customer support. And if you can drag and drop, you can make your own Squarespace website. It's just that easy. You can also get 10% off by going to squarespace.com/Tony and using the coupon code TONY. TONY.
If you have set up a Squarespace website, head to sdp.io/link and we will take a look at your portfolio in the middle of the show.
Next week, we're going to be reviewing your portraits, your portrait photos, and Sam Shannon is going to be a guest on the show. She's going to be in the studio joining us. She helped us make our portrait series. She's incredibly talented. She has her own studio and portrait business. Love her pictures. So she's going to have a lot of very helpful tips for you next week. You should submit your photos early on that one.
What do you want to do? Do you want to take a look at pictures or talk about the X-T30 from Fuji?
Let's talk about the X-T30 and give everyone some time to submit some photos.
Okay. I think this camera is a pretty big deal. They priced it at $900, which is exactly matching the Sony a6400.
Mm-hmm.
On the same day, the Canon EOS RP comes out at $1,300, full frame. And I think what we're now seeing is kind of a pricing war, which is fantastic for consumers. Everybody is kind of underpricing their cameras. Like all these cameras are a really good value. It all kind of started with the Sony a7 III at $2,000 when it really should have been like $2,600. The X-T30 takes almost everything from the X-T3 and puts it in at $900. And the X-T3 was a great value at the price that it had. The autofocus system is absolutely amazing. Like that autofocus system in that $900 camera will blow away the EOS R and the EOS RP. It blows away the $3,400 Nikon Z7. It's fantastic. It has a few limitations from the X-T30, like it's only 4K at 30 frames a second. It doesn't do 4K at 60 frames a second. It only has a single card slot. The dials, it doesn't have as many cool dials on it.
Yeah.
It's also a little bit smaller. It's like a very small camera, the kind of thing you could actually just wear around your neck. But otherwise, like it's a fantastic deal at $900.
Yeah, that is a good deal.
And we were just talking off camera that people really need like lower priced cameras to enter because everybody wants to spend like $500, and this is probably about as close as you'll get to getting like a real workable camera, something that people won't struggle with the way they would struggle with like a D3400. You know, it'll be a lot easier to use. Like things work intuitively, and if you're coming from a smartphone, you know, you won't be dealing with like a weird optical viewfinder, that kind of thing. I think it's a good camera for the current generation of photographers to get started on. It's still tough that they have to jump in at like $1,100 for a kit or $1,000 for a kit.
Yeah, as like we were saying off camera, people don't want to spend that when they're just starting. $500 seems to be what we hear all the time. Chris teaches photography, and he hears his students say they want a $500 camera. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Who's going to put out that entry level one?
Yeah, the previous generation, the X-T20 has been our like go-to recommendation for people getting their first cameras because it's always been like kind of the cheapest camera that feels good and is fun to use.
Yeah.
And I think the X-T30 will definitely take its place because it has a lot of benefits. Let's get in and take a look at some people's mood photos.
Whoa, this is beautiful. definitely a mood here. It's kind of like soft and romantic. The processing matches. You added these beautiful colors.
Yeah, and this could have so easily been just a cheesy portrait. Like if she just made eye contact with the camera and smiled, just a portrait. But the fact that she's kind of looking down, it seems like she's thinking, and then Rami, like you said, matched all the processing and stuff. I'm going to give it a pick.
Very good.
And let's get forward because, like, I don't know what the mood is here. They're just masks.
Yeah, cute. But oh, I like this one. Like I get a sense of adventure, like kid adventure. He's got a little, like fun little smile. He's climbing up on a rock. He's got his little dinosaur shirt and a water bottle. Like he thinks he's really going someplace. I think that's very cute.
It does kind of make me smile. But also here, like I said, we're going to be skipping some things as we look for something with a distinct mood. I mean, I could almost see a mood here, but the processing is so, like, it's almost a solemn mood. There's no distinct subject in it. It seems peaceful and quiet, but then the colors are like, bam. Like, they're like rave colors with a
This is a
peaceful
mood.
Okay,
This is
here we
very
go.
clearly, I get like a peaceful, quiet morning. This is the emotion that I'm getting from it. So I'll be trying to explain mood more. They match the toning. So if they had tried to make it oversaturated and bright, suddenly you don't have that peaceful, quiet feeling. It's that kind of blue dawn light that you get, and it all matches. There's not too much action. They're not like hunting or something. They're not fighting. They're just kind of standing there. It all seems to match. I'll give that a pick. I like that one.
Okay, I'll go back so you can give it a pick. Somebody just asked an email what it means to get a pick. What does a pick mean?
It just means that we think it's worthy of like making it stand apart with a pick. That's it. We used to give a prize, but we stopped doing that. Sorry. Whoa. Okay.
Angry baby. I like the flower.
This is definitely so cute and funny.
What do you think made that baby so angry?
The world, the state of the world.
Yeah, there's a lot to be angry about nowadays. Stop watching the news, baby. You don't have to watch the news.
Yeah,
you can
no.
just live a happy life without the news.
It's
a
this
pretty
one.
sunset.
Yeah, it's a
right?
pretty sunset. They're
I
kind of
wish
having fun.
like this needs to tell a story though. Like if they were holding hands and walking down the beach, that would be good mood. But like, what is happening here? Did he step on a jellyfish?
I think they're looking for shells. Aw.
I'm going to give this one a pick, dude. This has a distinct mood. Maybe the processing could be a little softer, you know? Like, let's pull this into the develop slider. And
Oh, what you going for here?
I was just thinking, I never used the tone curve. That's why it's all the way down at the bottom here. But what if we just, made this a little more gray? Wait, obviously I never do this.
Wow.
No, you know what I want to do is just make it so the black point is, and never use the tone curve.
I just like you're so exasperated.
Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Just soften it a little bit.
Okay. Made of the mist. Well, it's definitely misty, but I'm not really getting a feeling from it. Interesting photo. Ooh.
This is beautiful.
So this is like kind of creepy because the tree is dead, and then you matched it with the processing. It looks like you even had some blue sky in there, but you took that away and you made it black and white, and now it's creepy. That's a mood. You did it. I'm giving you a pick. Oh, that's so sad. Look at his little eyes.
Yeah, they do say a lot, and I think this kind of counts. I mean, I wish there were fewer distractions in here. This would be a good case for having a lot of bokeh. Like, slap a fast lens on there and get really close so we aren't so aware of the background, like the person just standing behind kind of casually kind
I
of spoils
actually
it
think
all.
that adds to the story. We disagree. I just
Okay.
realized. Because for me, I'm seeing a larger person behind him in a dress, and like it just makes him feel so much smaller and powerless. He's just surrounded by all these big people, and he's just standing there with his little mohawk, just looking sad. I give him a pick. That's a mood. I felt sad. This isn't making me feel anything. Ooh, gosh.
What is going on here?
Goodness gracious. Please, I needed a warning before this picture. Whew. Oh my gosh.
What's doing here? Is he vaping or what?
That's clearly a ghost.
Oh, ghosts.
I went on a ghost hunting tour once, and that's a ghost. I went on a ghost hunting tour, and people were using their iPhones, and they were just getting that very distinct green, what's the word?
Flare?
Flare. Yeah. And they kept calling it an orb. That's why I couldn't find the word, Justin, because I just kept thinking orb. I'm like, it's not an orb, it's flare, lens flare. And they kept being like, that's a ghost. You literally just captured a ghost. It was a lot of fun.
He was very aware. He would say things like, if you have a good camera there, you probably won't catch all the same ghosts. They actually show up better for iPhones.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It doesn't flare like an iPhone.
Yeah. Okay, but I got to give this really creepy picture a pick because that's going to haunt my dreams tonight. Look at his little takeout food hat. Terrified.
That is a Chinese food box, right?
No. You know what? This is a really nice picture, but the processing, it's very like peaceful. I love the leading line. There's a lot going right. Like that, like a morning mist for peaceful, or like the light, if it had been sunset or sunrise and you had light streaming through the trees, like that's what gives you that feeling. And that's why I wanted to do this theme today, because so many times people are like, okay, this picture's pretty good, but something's missing that makes it great. And I think a lot of the time it can be that cohesive element of matching the mood. You know when a portrait's supposed to be like sexy or something, but the styling's off, it's because the mood's not there. You need to align everything. Let's keep going. I'm going to keep going. Oh my gosh.
That's really cute.
You're cute. That's a happy mood. I see it. Bright colors, a bike. That's fun. A genuine smile. I'll give you a pick. That's really sweet. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Chelsea's mouse.
Oh, jeez Louisa.
Muerto.
Got it.
We'll just go on. Is the mood boredom? Maybe, but it's not.
I'm not fully feeling it.
I think it's an interesting shot,
I like the picture.
But the mood.
That's really cute. Summer mood. I kind of get like, I wish I could just see a little more of him. Ooh. Oh my gosh,
bacon.
Sassy Bacon? This beautiful picture came from your sassy soul? That is beautiful. Yeah, that is definitely like beautiful, and you have that mist. It makes it kind of like spiritual. There's something magical about it. I give it a pick, you sassy
All right,
friend.
You get a pick.
Oh. So,
first, you get bonus points for being a self-portrait.
Yeah.
Self-portraits are extremely hard.
So okay, I love so many things about this picture. It's interesting. I love that the makeup is running. Now I wish that I knew the story. Like, I think that's the one element missing to kind of tie this together. Like, is it spooky? Because then I would put you in different clothes. And I think that we could make this spooky, like black and white makes it spookier. Or is it sad, like your makeup's running because you were crying, and then maybe your expression would be different? So to me, there's just like one tiny, tiny thing missing.
To me, it's the expression says, I'm about to kick your ass. Is that what her eyes are saying to you? Like, doesn't she look kind of aggressive?
I almost think she looks just surprised. What expression do you see, Justin? Tony and I can't read expressions.
I don't know, almost like maybe bewildered or lost or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
The expression doesn't seem to match the photo.
Right.
Just a little bit different expression, and you'd have a powerful, powerful photo.
Yeah. I think you're onto something, Alice. It felt inconsistent to us, and I think that's why we're all a little bit baffled. Like if you were crying because nobody got you flowers on Valentine's Day and it was distinctly sad, it might make a little more
Yeah,
sense
if
to
you
us.
put up your hands on your face like you're like, I'm crying in the shower, then I'd be like, whoa, she had a bad day. But there's just that one question like, what are you doing in there and why? Because your expression isn't telling me. It's so interesting. We're all talking about it because it's a really compelling, interesting photo. I like that.
I'll give you a pick. It's
Yeah.
a good effort. But yeah, and sometimes you have to overact a little bit with still photos, especially. Like between the four of us, nobody here said the same emotion on your face. So sometimes you have to really nail it.
Oh my gosh, I love this one.
Okay.
Oh,
Joe
this
here.
is a self-portrait.
Also a self-portrait.
too.
You get a pick, Joe.
For me, this story makes sense because you look really sad and you look like you're clutching your childhood teddy, like you just needed that little bit of comfort. And I imagine you're in your room and you're kind of sad. Maybe it's Valentine's Day. You don't have a date. You're just hanging out with your bud from your childhood. Is that kind of what you pieced together, Tony?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see he kind of did the processing consistent. Like he raised the black level so there are no blacks. It's a little bit washed out. If his eyes were like, I'm scared or I'm going to kick your butt, then it would feel very confusing. But
Yeah.
it's all consistent.
I'm going to give him
Nice
a
job, Joe.
pick. And also, it's just a beautiful picture, like the lighting, the pose. Really good job. Did anyone walk in while you were doing this photo shoot and they're like, oh man, sorry. Sorry about that. Oh, dogs are best friends.
The human almost
The
seems
human.
sad while the dog seems happy.
Accurate.
Yeah. But
Dogs
yeah,
are
the dog
always
is a
happy.
dog, so that's like awesome. And being a person kind of sucks. I'm kidding.
He doesn't understand news.
Okay. I like the black and white better. There you go.
Now this tells me a really sad story because I feel like the kid's like, he doesn't know he has periodontal disease. And the dog's like, I hope I get bacon. Okay.
It is tough to get the right emotion out of your dog.
Dogs are terrible actors. Wow, I love this. I told you to submit this to the show. I love this so much. So eerie, but beautiful.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Like, oh, wow, it's just amazing. It looks like it would be the opening shot in like a show about a small town detective or something. I'll give you a pick.
Ozarks.
Yeah, it's
Again,
so
look at the
good.
histogram.
Ooh.
We have no white and black points here, but that can be
That can
useful to
work.
support mood. Usually that's something we're trying to fix, but
I'm loving these pictures today.
There's color in that picture, right?
Yeah,
That's not just. Yeah.
I think it's green.
oh, yeah, there is a little bit. Yeah.
And I love that. Oh.
Oh, well, I love the mood, but we have like a spaceman taking a picture here.
Well, it's
Is
just
that
a
a
person in a
spaceman?
backpack.
Oh, it looked like a space helmet, right?
No.
You don't know. It could be a spaceman.
Well, I actually don't know anything about space people, so
I would say like clone out the spaceman.
I would too because now it looks so spooky. If you could get a clone in a creepy man instead, wow. This one I'm not for the mood. I'm not getting it because I think she's getting married, which would be a very happy day, but she's looking away and looking kind of sad.
The caption says teardrop. Is there? I
I
don't
don't
see
see
a
it.
teardrop.
Maybe you're trying to trick us. Oh my gosh, this kid's so cute, but I don't know if cute is a mood
Yeah, I feel like she's just watching Dora.
because she's
Okay.
adorable. How's that a mood? I guess we've all been there. This is kind of sad. And the processing is kind of sad. I feel like it's like a cold, rainy day. No one showed up at the park but you. That's sad. Another spooky one. Troy Hall, he's singing. I like the picture. I don't know the mood, but I like it.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
okay. This is pretty beautiful.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. All right, let's take some questions. Chris, do we have any questions or comments from the people? I still Tony's drink. Oh, I can't hear Chris.
We do. And by the way, Tony, if you want to do another import, the stuff that has come in since is phenomenal.
Oh, okay,
Wow.
great.
They're getting an idea of what stuff's supposed to be.
Okay.
Okay.
And why do I look like a ghost? Anyway,
Are you a ghost?
no.
That's good.
There's several questions around this. What's the key component to setting a mood?
I think setting the mood is probably taking the picture with some intention, and I think that can kind of be a downfall for a lot of people. They go out and they just want to take a picture, they want to take a portrait, but what are you trying to say? What is the emotion your model's conveying, or like what are you trying to make people feel when they look at your picture? I think when you think about that and then actually make it happen, that's when your photo's pretty great.
Yeah. Top to bottom, like composition, emotion, storytelling, post-processing,
Yeah,
have it all tie into a single common theme. It's
What-
hard.
it's hard.
It's very advanced.
It's so advanced. What else, Chris?
Could you share your thoughts on? Well, let's go this way, Ruth. Expressing a mood without people in the frame, such as landscapes, abstracts. How do you set a mood with no faces?
Well, like we just looked at some landscapes like the tree, right? So this guy comes across a tree and it's dead and it looks really cool. And as far as I could tell, it was not an overcast day. It was partly cloudy, but there was blue sky. So he took the dead, creepy looking tree and conveyed the mood he was feeling looking at it by processing it to be black and white. And suddenly it looked a little bit creepy. Now, he could have cranked up the blues in the sky and added a bunch of colors to the clouds, and then all of a sudden it's just a dead tree. So if you're shooting a landscape and you think it's magical, go with that. You need good lighting. You need to go at a time when there's beautiful lighting and colors. If you want it to look kind of drab and sad, then you're going to be going out on a foggy day and then processing it, muted colors to match that mood. There doesn't have to be a person. The mood can be about making your viewer feel what the picture is supposed to be conveying.
ND filters and long exposures can help to like take away the literalness of a photo and make it more about feeling, because everything kind of moves and becomes soft.
Yeah.
Tony, I want to point out, just so that you make sure you see it, in that last group that you just imported, there's one that has an overall green cast to it.
Okay.
Something about a shot in Nairobi. You got to take a look at that. It's just to me, it's an awesome picture.
Okay. We'll
Ooh,
take a look at
all
it.
right.
Wow.
This is a good example of a landscape that I think has a mood but doesn't have like a direct face in it, right? It's monochromatic. There's no colors distracting from anything. It's just really just kind of a haze. The composition is beautiful. I think it's an awesome shot.
Yeah, and because I'm not seeing a ton of detail, they're silhouetted in the foreground, and then in the background, things are kind of fading away into a haze. But I'm seeing all these beautiful shapes. There's mystery to it. Like, this makes me feel adventurous. This makes me feel like there's a mystery, and it's really beautiful.
Mystery is a good suggestion.
Whoa.
That's an awesome shot. I don't know what the mood is.
For me, I think there's a lot of emotion in this
Yeah.
picture. Seeing all of those people so clearly defined and seeing their heads and seeing them all so much bigger than him, like, this is really powerful to me. This is an amazing picture.
Yeah, he does feel like he's being almost judged and scrutinized, right?
Or he's watching them, like he's learning something from the people that are older than him.
And I think what really makes this work is this rim lighting, because otherwise he would kind of disappear against the background, but the background has a certain haze and low contrast to it, and he's separated by that rim lighting.
And
so awesome work.
His posture is very expressive too. Like, just the way he's standing, it's inactive, but he's posing in a way to me that makes me feel like he's thinking. He's not distracted, he's focused but relaxed. He's watching. I don't know.
A little change in composition could drastically change the mood too. If the photographer, Stephen, had knelt down a little bit, then the subject's face here would be above these people, but the composition he chose has these people kind of above him and looking down on him. So that's one of the things you could think about as far as how composition goes. It's kind of a sad baby, that like about to cry look that happens in every baby photo shoot I've ever done. It's a nice portrait, but to me, I don't, if she's almost being solemn, and I think if you wanted to go for that, you'd do a higher contrast style of lighting, like have some really deep shadows, but the lighting is kind of like soft, and I'm not sure.
I'm seeing a powerful pose with very soft lighting and expression.
There's also some weird processing artifacts going on.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, that's really nice. I like this a lot. I'm going to give that a pick.
I would actually just bring up the whites a tiny bit just to define that leading line. That's beautiful. Oh, this is nice. They're stargazing together.
Yeah, I feel like it's a nice moment.
That's a beautiful picture.
That's also a beautiful portrait. It doesn't say mood to me, but I think it's a great portrait.
Yeah, and I think everything matches her styling, her pose, her expression. It's all very just soft and passive and feminine. This picture is like, what's interesting? I don't really know the story.
I don't know. It feels a little sultry to me, but my suggestion would be to get in there and take stuff out of the frame that doesn't support the mood. So does this microwave support the mood? Get behind the bar
Yeah, because
and move it out of the frame. What is this, like a tissue box or
Justin
something? Like
liked
this
that.
plant does not support the mood. Like recompose or move stuff out of the frame.
Whoa, I like it. Intense look,
Yeah,
intense lighting.
that's good.
It's about sports. I do wish he weren't wearing jeans, but other than that,
Yeah.
really intense and strong. I give you a pick.
I would actually like it to be even higher contrast, like let the background fall away a little more. Pretty sky, but
Ooh, beautiful. Very fashion.
yeah, great pose. I don't know what the mood is.
At first glance, I thought she had a gavel, and I was like, she's judging.
You're just feeling judged lately.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's pretty beautiful. The subject there, silhouetted, I think really helps. Though, is it squished or something?
That's just the breed of dog, a squished retriever. Oh, she's sad. I like the dramatic color contrast. All right.
Pretty.
Any other questions, Chris? Oop. Oh, I
that's
can't hear
pretty
Chris, Justin.
Sorry, I think that's.
Give you a pick.
Have you ever gotten hurt during a photo shoot?
I feel like the answer is yes.
Well, you fell. 'Cause
Yeah,
your
a bunch of
flip-flops
times.
got stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever been hurt during a photo shoot.
Yeah, I think just a matter of like falling down hills and like hitting my butt or slamming my foot into something. I can't think of anything more serious than that, though.
Sometimes my arms hurt when I have to hold up those big lenses.
Have we ever hurt you while you're filming something, Justin?
Yeah, remember that winter that we went out in the snow, Justin, and you had a hole in your shoe and then you were frozen?
That's what I was thinking
Yeah,
about,
that's-
actually.
Yep. That's actually a true story.
That was the winter Justin got boots.
Yeah, yeah.
Chris, anything else?
That's the shot, Tony,
Yeah, that's gorgeous, right?
Beautiful.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's amazing. That's like
Yeah, the
Nat
dust
Geo.
here really helps. Makes it just less literal.
Another question here, and it's kind of a general question on lighting. What would be the best? How do you manage a flash when you're doing a wedding and you're trying to get the most out of the ambient light? I mean, how do you figure out the right flash setting as to fill in and to set a mood?
This is something I need to make a video about because it's a really common question. But generally, you kind of expose in layers. You set your camera up in probably manual mode to expose the background for whatever you want, and then you adjust the flash output to give you the right foreground exposure. So you can choose between having a bright background and a dark foreground, or a bright foreground and a dark background. But yeah, Flash, it just takes practice. But yeah, we should make a dedicated video for that.
Ooh.
Very cool shot, Jenny. I'm trying to figure out if it's a comp or not. You think it's legit? I don't know why. It's just the birds are so much blacker
I think
than
it's real.
like the trees. Maybe they're just closer in the frame.
They're closer because I think it's actually snowing.
I thought it might be water. At first, I thought it was snow, but then I looked closer.
Is it water?
I-
Oh, it's raining?
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Oh, that would explain why the water's rough like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, interesting shot.
Interesting.
You made us stop and talk about it.
Those are cute.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty neat.
Good senior shot.
That kid's very cool. We're just going through. We got a lot of pictures to go through. Okay. Any other questions, Chris, while we go through here? Whoa. This is magical looking.
Yeah, it is.
That sunburst is what kind of adds that feeling. The processing is really soft and warm. Very pretty. I'll give you a pick.
Nice shot.
Yeah, there's a good question here on, we'll let it go because it applies to this, on equipment. And is how much is too much for a fast prime F1.4 or 1.2 if you're not a professional but just want to use money worth spending? Money's not a problem, but just want to spend more money than necessary.
I mean, I don't know what the right answer is. You don't always have to shoot wide open, but it's so nice to have that option when you do need it. So something like the difference between a 50 F1.4 or a 50 F1.2, like you notice the difference. And when you need that extra separation, I like unusually fast lenses. They give a distinct look that people don't see. And so we have like an absolutely terrible 50 millimeter f0.95, but some of my favorite shots were taken with it because they just look a little bit different. And so it's like a little bit eye-catching. And if you can get something distinct by just choosing a different lens, like through the equipment, if it makes it capable of producing something that is uncommon, then yeah, I think that can be worth it if you're not worried about the money.
Tony, along those lines, does when you use something like one of those speed boosters that knocks the f-stop down, does that give you the similar kind of effect of blurring out a background, giving you the enhanced bokeh as a real live 1.2 or something like that?
Yeah, it can produce the exact same effect. We are planning a whole video on speed boosters, but I've been playing with a Fuji speed booster that gives you full frame equivalent effects, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's kind of exactly the same.
Cool.
We're using speed boosters right now on these lenses that we're filming with.
Yeah.
Exciting. Let's go to our slides because I want to tell people about a show that we're doing next week. We have a live Q&A for everyone that got the Selling Portraits Professional Portrait series. That's the series with Sam Shannon where we talk about the business of portrait photography, how to sell your pictures, how to handle your taxes, everything like that. So if you have that series and you want to ask us or Sam a question, next Thursday at 3, we're going to have a...
Yes, that's right.
Yes. We're going to have a live stream, and Sam will be here in studio and we'll be answering your questions. So get those ready. If it's something you've been wanting to get and you weren't sure how, you can go to sdp.io/proportrait, and there's a few different options. There's like, you can get some of it or just the business part or just the other part. I forgot. Let's just keep going. And then we also have our presets at sdp.io/presets. And if you buy the technical and the creative ones together, you get a discount. Let's review a portfolio.
Okay, we'll do. Let's see what has come in. Okay, we have a couple of portfolios that we can look at. Ryan and Edna. Let's see. Which one of these is catching your eye?
Ryan's.
Ryan. Okay.
And we should talk about that because this one looks like a little overly complicated to me with the colors around the border and the circle. I already feel like I've got to do work to look at your pictures. I have to click on stuff right from the beginning. If I were you, I would just get a template where you can just, boom, show people pictures right on the first page. Because people want to see your pictures first, then they can learn about you. They should be your about page.
Yeah, I do not like welcome pages for most people.
Maybe we should actually go into this one because I think we'll have more advice to give them.
Okay.
So let's do families and couples. Okay, and you have prices. So if I look at these and I like these pictures right away, I know that I can get a sibling or a family session, maternity and baby. Great. Siblings 1 to 18. Immediate family members, 1 wardrobe change.
Yeah, I like this page, and they've got a couple of examples, but let me say the user interface just totally changed. Like, this is just a web design problem, but on this first page, here we have kind of a vertically laid out menu and everything's centered, and that's very unusual. And then you go to this page and suddenly the same options are kind of available. Some of the same options are available, but horizontally and at the top of the page. And that's very disconcerting. Like, people have to learn how to use your page. Just leave it up at the top on everything. Basically, if you get rid of the front page, then we'll be okay. So these are all pricing pages, but I wonder if that's okay, because I was kind of expecting.
See, this is a gorgeous picture. So, okay, so I go into your site. Let me just walk you through what I'm experiencing. I see a picture of a person in a plane. But then I see pink edges. So my first impression was like, is this going to be plane photography or what's going on? Not trying to be harsh. Like, I'm just giving you this first impression. So I click on your families thing and I want to see more pictures, but right away I'm hit with the prices before I'm really sold on your pictures. So that was kind of weird, because then I was like, I clicked on this picture, like, can I see more family pictures? And I can't. And then life events, I get 1 wedding photo. I go to scroll down expecting more wedding, and boom, you hit me with the prices again.
And one point about this, on the families page, look at the structure you have here. You have 3 different columns with different prices. This is good. This makes sense. Here we have 1 big picture, and then it goes down below, and then you have 2 columns. Like, stick with the format of having 1 picture per column and the price right below it, and keep the pictures the same size, the same format. Because again, I don't want to learn your site multiple times. So every single page needs to be the same format. This is a separate format. Okay. Now the prices scroll down. So you have 3 pages, 3 different formats.
This is what I think you have to do, because your photos are beautiful. Like, this photo brings me right in. That's a gorgeous picture. I love that your prices are clear. I love that you outline your prices. You're doing so many things right. I think that it's just organized in a way that's difficult to process. So if I were you, I would do like weddings and engagement, family portraits. You don't need professional, because we already know you're going to do it professionally. Then prices.
Well, I think the title is misleading. I think these are like business headshots. Or product photography.
Okay.
Yeah. So business and product photography, it's tough to say. But to me, the title professional neither of us knew what was going to happen.
No. So I would do families, weddings, and then maybe like headshots or something, headshots in business or something like that. And then have a separate category for your prices where you can put your pictures and the price and your packages.
Yeah, and you can
blog and other photos.
I would completely lose this page.
Yeah.
Just use your Facebook or something. But if this is personal, don't confuse that with your professional site.
Unless you're going to make your blog about your weddings. If your clients are agreeing and you shot a wedding and you make a blog about it, they got their cake, it's really beautiful, and you want to put the time into doing that, I think that could land you clients. But I'd just keep it organized.
And, look at she put her name in there. Thank you, Edna.
And I love the family picture, because right away I feel like you're friendly. You're a nice family person. I want to talk to you. You look approachable. You look nice, and you seem professional. So I think that that's great.
I would love to see a camera in your hand, though. If you could take a family photo, but also with a camera in your hand. Just not a need, but a want. And I could even combine the about and contact pages just to try to simplify the site some. So that was a lot to digest, I know. We're kind of web design snobs, but let me summarize that. The format you use on your families page is the best format. Picture, price, picture, price, picture, price. repeat that same format on all of these pages.
Oh my gosh, we're disagreeing.
What?
Yes, because to me, if I see one picture in the price, I'm not even sold yet. I want the pricing page to be totally different. Like I fall in love with the pictures and then I say, oh, they have a pricing page. I could get this. But if I come in and I see one maternity picture, I don't want to buy it based on that.
Okay, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So let's say create one pricing page that uses this format and summarizes your
Okay.
portraits, your business, your events, and then create separate pages that just show off your portfolio.
I like that because I agree
And get
with
rid of
you.
the welcome page.
This format's really nice. I like this format. So I agree. I think this should be your pricing page format. And then you just show us more pictures in the other categories.
You know what, Edna? I want to see your portfolio again. Like, try to take our feedback. I'd love to see it afterwards.
submit it
because
again.
I'm excited. I think there's a lot of room for improvement here. I think you can do a lot to make it look great. Here's what Edna had to say about Squarespace. I like Squarespace. It's easy to use and the templates are easy to adjust. When website service goes down, they fix it fairly quickly. Worth the investment just for the ease of navigation. Yeah, we like Squarespace too.
And can
That's
I
why
just
we
say,
promote sponsor.
Edna, you don't have to take down your whole, if you want to implement the changes we talked about today, you don't have to like deactivate your site. You can just build the new one and then activate it when you're ready. So you don't have to have a website that's under construction or that's taken down. Squarespace lets you build a whole other website and then swap out the new template. So you can do that. If you want your very own Squarespace website, you can go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code Tony to get 10% off. Even if you have that free trial, they have a free trial, 14 days, no credit card needed. You can use that and then submit it to the show if you're thinking about it and want us to review it. Yeah, it's easy. It's affordable.
Thanks, Squarespace.
Squarespace.
Normally we spend like 2 minutes on a portfolio, but
No,
that
but
one
that
had a
was
lot
so
of potential to
thorough.
it.
It
Yeah.
was a good one though, because there was so much I liked about it, but then it was like these simple fixes that can make it so much better.
I feel like this does a good job of capturing the mood.
I want to change
That
the
light at the
processing.
bottom. Yeah, I might even just get in closer and kind of eliminate the top of the car. Like, we don't need that much context, I think. And yeah, a little extra mood. You're doing some split toning there.
Yeah, I am. Uh-oh. My mouse is not being accurate.
Yeah, mine neither. I don't know what's happening.
I have no idea what's happening. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Now
I
she's
think,
cold. I
but-
didn't do it quite right, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like what you're doing here. The raindrops are looking good.
Oh,
I like that a
nice.
lot. It's cool. Yeah.
Cool. Look at that leading line. I would just...
It's a pretty landscape shot. I don't like, no particular mood catches me. There's not like fog or anything, but
Oh. Here's a mood that's like romantic. There's a sunset. I would actually just chill with the processing a bit. Everything's kind of bumped up to an intense degree, so the processing does not match the mood because the processing is kind of like intense, and the mood is kind of soft and romantic. So I would reprocess that one. What do you think?
totally agree. You said it.
I did say it. Well, that's fun. All right. Any more questions, Chris? This one is so scary.
I don't. They're both vampires.
Yeah. Yeah. Why is he trying to bite another vampire?
I don't know, but it's pretty cool. I feel like it needs to feel like it's lit by a street light or something.
Okay.
Like, don't we need
Get
to
a street light.
give it a little tint or?
I don't know. No. I don't think that was the answer.
Well, I didn't nail it with the color, but
I didn't nail mine last time either, so
I feel like it would be 5 times better if it was in an actual street and maybe we had some sense for kind of street lights fading into the background.
okay. Chris, do you have a question? I
You know what
can't
it is?
hear you.
It's like side lighting. That's what it is. If it was coming from above or something. But I like that you caught his eye in the light.
Okay, so I see Chris's lips moving, but I don't hear him. I still don't hear him.
Sorry, Chris.
Do you need to click on Chris?
I don't think so.
Okay. We have a silent Chris situation. Look at this happy ham. I'm going to give this
happy.
8 stars if that's possible. I'm going to give you 22 pics, and this is my new favorite picture ever. Sorry,
Thanks for the
Gordon
happy ham.
Parks.
Can you hear me now?
I can
Yeah.
hear you now.
Okay, sorry. I think my microphone died. Anyway, there's a good question here. Do we lose any image quality by turning on image stabilization, either on a camera or on the body?
I've had somebody ask me that before, but I generally haven't seen any problem with it. Sorry, that's my dog scratching at the carpet. She's driving me crazy.
Pixel.
Some situations, like Sigma lenses, if you turn on image stabilization and put it on a tripod, yeah, it'll just ruin everything. But time and time again, we've tested things in studio laboratory environments and haven't seen any problems with and without stabilization. I've done this. I've turned it on and turned it off and repeated the test and not been able to tell anything. So generally, I think you're fine. Tripod or not tripod.
Okay, cool. Another question. What is your, personally, and this is a question for everybody, what's your favorite mood when doing your own kind of pictures? What kind of mood do you like to try and explore?
It depends what I'm shooting. Sometimes I like to just go for weird and kind of creepy. Like I did a black and white picture of me like strangling Tony. And that one was really kind of fun. And then I just did one like a very overtly sexual fruit for my Instagram that I knew would be very upsetting for people. And that was very fun too. So you can actually really manipulate people's feelings with photography. And I find that interesting. Like you can make a piece of fruit upsetting.
And Chelsea just got 200,000 new Instagram followers.
No, I didn't. No, people really, really hated it. And they did not.
I meant from this channel. They all now want to go see your sexual fruit.
No, yeah. But I like to just play with all different moods because you can really take pictures of whatever you want. And if you interject your own feelings to it and kind of draw people into your frame of mind, there's something exciting about that. So I guess my answer is it just depends on what I'm shooting.
I'm going to say I like scary stuff. I don't know.
Oh, you like spooky?
Yeah, I think that's a cool theme. Kind of like this one is kind of scary.
I like the spooky one. It reminds me of Game of Thrones because I think she's eating a heart, like Khaleesi. But it kind of looks like a butt, doesn't it, Justin?
Yeah, a little bit.
Or like a candy apple. Yeah, it's cool. It's creepy and sexy. This is like a very New England mood. Like, when is this over? I like how the lighting matches. You have a very cool tones.
The lantern's so cool, but his outfit feels too modern for it. And I don't know. I want something to be a little less, like less sharp, a little less like literal.
I like it. I'm gonna give it a pick. Aw, Mammy Mel.
Or dogs like.
I really wish my dog was not trying to dig a hole into the bait. Okay, chill, little dog.
She settled down on her own.
This is a really beautiful portrait. It's kind of peaceful, but her expression is also kind of blank, but it's a nice picture.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, that's a person? What's the mood, though? The mood is just like, whoa. I'm telling Mom.
Child's dream. Okay, well, that's a very interesting shot. I actually wanted to see it a little, like, more detail.
Oh, are they proposing? That's very sweet. Is this person clapping? The mood is celebratory. I wish that kind of like the colors express that a little bit, but that's nice. Ooh, foggy. Oh.
Whoa. Alexander has seen enough. I like this shot a lot. It feels a little surreal with the bright colors of her hair and the blown out background. I like the visual storytelling of that sort. I'm going to give it a pick. That's an awesome shot, Alexander. You did a good job.
Okay. Any other questions, Chris?
I've got an off-topic question, but I'm gonna ask it because the person asking it is 15 years old, and she says, "I'm 15. I'm good at product photography. How do I get companies to hire me?" And the first thing that comes to my mind is that whole series from Sam. But suggestions?
I would say first work on your portfolio so that you have something to present to people to convince them to hire you. And I think once you have work that's good and that people will want, you can go door to door. Like you could go to a restaurant and say, look, here's my pictures. I looked at your website and I think I could really help you, and leave them a card and let them think about it. Be friendly, learn how to greet people and say, I love your business. Really pick businesses that you like. I know that sometimes I do that. I see a business that I actually think, I want to work with them. But yeah, just make those connections and learn about networking and have a portfolio to show them.
Yeah. And a lot of that happens on Insta. Like build a big Insta, photograph everything in your house, every watch, every whatever, bottle of soda, and make it look awesome.
Yeah. And you can offer.
And then you can reach out and be like, this is the work I do. If you want your product to look awesome, I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. I love this picture. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. The expression, her little piggy tails.
Yeah. Where is my chocolate milk?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is just
That's
like
cute.
maybe my favorite picture of the night.
Oh, that's really nice. The processing, the expression, the pose, they all kind of fit together. Composition.
Ooh. This is when I tell people I'm fine, but I'm really not.
I'm going to give you a pick. I like that shot, Andrew. Oh my God, the dog
Very
is starting again.
romantic, Karen. Just pick up Pixel and hold her because she is being such a rascal. Whoa, look, Tony, it's you.
Wow.
The mood is...
Happy.
That's
That
insane.
Mavic is
Who is
working
this
hard.
person? And why we need to hang out. Ooh. I love the lighting, the expression.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heck.
Good work with the gels.
I like that. I'm not seeing a mood. Any other questions before we go, Chris? Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. It kind of romanticizes travel.
Yeah, you're right. That shot's beautiful. Nice job, Sandra. Oh.
Here's a question. Is there a process that you guys go through, or what's your workflow for actually narrowing down what pictures you are really going to put into your portfolio?
I have a process. Well, first, a lot of rating happens in Lightroom. So I'll rate things 1 through 5 stars, and 4 stars are good shots, and 5 stars are potential portfolio shots. Then I float them out on Instagram. So I'll put up a version on Insta, and if it gets no response, then I just rule it out. And if it gets a good response, then I'll put it in my portfolio and try it out. And then I revisit my portfolio every couple of weeks. And sometimes I see a shot and I'm like, I don't love the shot the way I did a couple of weeks ago. I'll also literally just go on Twitter usually and say, hey, please look at my portfolio. Which shots do you think I should remove? And I kind of get other people's opinions on which shots are not my
Yeah, that's
strongest,
smart.
because we all have this emotional attachment to individual photos. Like we remember what we were feeling in the moment, but other people don't pick that up. So it's impossible to be unbiased. I also think that's key to why it's so hard to capture mood in photos, why so many of these photos don't show a mood, but people thought they did, because they were there when the picture was taken. They had feelings, and when they see it, they remember those feelings. But we're an outside viewer. We look at the picture and we don't have those memories. And it's really hard to separate yourself from the experience you had while taking the photo.
Yeah, I know sometimes as a photographer, something means more to me because I'm a photographer. Like I'm like, I have that new lens and the background blur is beautiful. And this is like the sharpest lens and I love it. And I zoomed in, it looks so good. And then I put it on Facebook and non-photographers are just like, so what? And they'll look at it again, kind of be like, oh yeah, I attached way too much importance to these things that the average person does not care about. So it can be hard to kind of judge your own work. Whew. Are you ready?
Yeah, we can get out of here.
So next week, we're going to be doing a portraits live show. Sam Shannon is going to be here in studio, and Chris is going to be looking through your photos again. So you get both Sam and Chris next week. That's awesome. Woohoo. And on that same day, we're going to be doing the Pro Portrait live Q&A. So if you have our Pro Portrait series at any level, you can join us. You can ask your questions and talk to us, and that becomes a part of the series. So we might actually do a few of those because we really want to interact. This is all about learning how to sell your work and how to actually make a photography business. It's not about just taking pictures. We have a ton of material on taking pictures. This is about doing it as a job. Chris, did you have a question? I saw your
I
finger.
just wanted to be clear. So next week, the 5 o'clock show is at 3 o'clock, right?
Next week, the 3 o'clock show is the live Q&A.
Right.
And then
Just for the people who have the
Just
portrait.
for the
It's going to be a
people-
small audience. So your
Yeah.
pictures will get seen. We will look at your portfolio. We will answer your questions because there won't be many people.
it's going to be a very small audience, so I'm certain we will get to talk to every single person. And then at 5 o'clock, we'll have this regular show for everyone. Anyone can join the show, and that's going to be the portraits theme. That was confusing. Thank
So
you.
thank
for
you for
clarifying
clarifying.
that.
Yeah.
And thank you, Squarespace, for making this show possible. If you want your own 14-day free trial, no credit card needed, go to squarespace.com/Tony and try it out. And if you decide you'd like to buy it, you can get 10% off your entire purchase with the coupon code Tony. That's a good deal. Thanks, Squarespace. See y'all next week.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks, Justin.
Take
No,
care.
no thanks to you, Pixel. You were
haven't helped
kind
the
of,
production values.
you were a little bad. She's cute, though.
That is all.
Are you bored? She didn't get a walk today, so I think
It's hard